Have you ever wondered how you could watch every single race of the Pepsi Cup series and have them all at your fingertips? Scroll down to the playlist tabs and then select the season playlist of your choosing and then select the race in which you wish to watch. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and enjoy all of the racing action here on the FireLynx Racing Network. Hello and welcome everyone to Riverhead Raceway. We are here in New York tonight for some short track racing with an interesting format here as well for race number 8 of the season. Or 7, right? Yeah, 7. God, already messing things up. That's great. But going to be a fun night of short track racing here. For sure. We have 5 races up ahead of us with a grand total of 40 laps, 4 heats, and then a main event. So things are sure to be great as they roll off now for heat number 1. Here's a look at your starting lineup. Cooper Snyder is alongside NASCAR and Dogs. They are row number 1. Super NASCAR Fan 48 and Duncan are row number 2. Behind them, we have Super Mario David 124 and Dark Shadows Guard. Soap is alongside CS Productions in row number 4, and rounding out this 10-car first heat, we have NW147 and Theory Racing Network. The race format is 4 heats, 5 laps each, with the top 4 in each heat advancing, and the main event will be 20 laps, with the 16 drivers who make it through as they come around out of turns 3 and 4. Christopher Bell, Joey Logano lead them to the green flag. Already see about the end of the first lap, Bell will lead it. It's a very short heat. He leads the 48 car of Noah Gregson over Austin Cindric right now. These races are quick. You got to make moves to try to get up into that top 4 if you want to have a shot at any points tonight, as we're already at 2 to go. And there goes Cindric getting moved out of the way by teammate Joey Logano. That's going to put Chris Buescher in the 17 into the main, as Christopher Bell will come around turns 3 and 4 and win the opening heat. Gregson, Logano, and Buescher advancing, with Cindric getting knocked out there by his own teammate, really. And we'll have to see if that goes over well at Penske, because that was, don't know if that was necessarily something that needed to be done there from Joey Logano, but I guess he just wanted to be third to be extra safe. Something like that, as they now get ready for heat number 2. Dylan Hardy lines up alongside Cubstero 9 on row number 1 with the Sergio Show alongside Mickey and Jeffy Show in row number 2. Row 3, we have Will Garner alongside Ozone Productions, and in row number 4, we have Nikolai and Win 049. And rounding out today's Heat 2 field, we have Renee Hernandez and the unsponsored BJ McLeod. Getting ready for another 5-lap sprint race heat. Top 4 again make it through, and that outside line has been a major disadvantage so far as we are green, and you can see it there. Byron to the lead, and now Blaney runs wide and gets moved by Jimmy Johnson, who's up in a second. That Legacy Motor Club 84 car looking really fast here tonight as Carson Hocevar, last week's winner, is third. Hocevar trying to keep this good streak alive, but now he gets shoved out of line by Michael McDowell. And that's really going to hurt him, because now he's stuck in that outside line as they come to the white flag. Final lap, and Hocevar is pretty much out of it, as now Kyle Busch is in. Will Burton get in? No, he's a bit too far back. Byron Johnson, McDowell, and Kyle Busch will advance out of heat number 2. Just nothing Harrison Burton could do there. Bit too far back, I guess, and didn't want to, make any major enemies here with Kyle Busch. Not the kind of guy you want to be picking on. But he misses out as a result. So now here comes heat 3 out. Not very long breaks in between these heats, but let's get right on to our starting lineup here for heat 3. Ross Chastain, that's LDog48 Gaming, is alongside Racer X Productions. Colin Cropley is alongside Tomato Can 142. NASCAR Toyota Cup Series lines up alongside Timothy Tacos in row 3. And Payne is alongside Nil83. They make up row 4. And rounding out today's field, RS Conover is in row 5 alongside YesMN. Another 5-lap race up ahead of us. Pace car hits pit road once again, or rather the paddock area on the outside of turn number 3, and we are green here for heat 3, and Chastain gets a good jump in that one car. Hamlin tried to go for a move. He's going to get down to the inside. Denny Hamlin leads as Ross Chastain gets shoved out of line. Chandler and Sammy both go through. They're currently above the cut line right now with Daniel Suarez running second. Ross Chastain does find a spot down in 5th, and now Kyle Larson turned around off the bumper of Ricky Stenhouse, and the caution is out. He continues on. But that 5 car, who was already pretty deep in the field, now finds himself in quite the bad situation here, as he could be facing elimination in a Hendrick car, which is something I'm not sure anybody really expected to say, especially with Kyle Larson. But we're going to get a restart here with 1 lap to go in heat number 2. So we'll see what happens here. That should say 1 to go because it is a heat, so we are just going to have a 1-lap shootout to finish it. But here we go. Green flag back in the air in Riverhead, and now then Daniel Suarez into the wall. Caution is out once again. Hamlin is going to take the heat win, and Suarez is out of it, out of the heat, out of the main event. Hamlin, Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith, and Ross Chastain will advance into the main event later tonight. Here's a look at what happened off the bumper of Chandler Smith. To refer to them by their first name because there's 2 of them, but just put in the wall. That's a tough end to Daniel Suarez's night, and what could have been so much more had he, just kept that second position. Here's your starting lineup for the final heat. Gianna rode the walls alongside Sports and Gaming Central on the front row with Elliott Fan 9 and Chase the Row Racer behind them, making up row number 2. Nathan S. in row 3. He's alongside SMCS Racing Network. Doorman and Tyler the Creator 2 in row number 4. And rounding out the final heat of the night, we have Game Bros 27 and Rex Racing Network. So getting ready for a heat with a lot of pretty big names. You got Barry, Elliott, Truex, Jenson Button, Ty Gibbs, and we are green here as Truex gets a great jump. Elliott up into second, and as expected, that bottom line is so powerful right now. Hopefully that top could come in at one point with all the grip being laid down from cars simply just being stuck out there, but again, it's such a flat and short, slow racetrack that's going to be extremely tough to do, if not impossible. But Truex leads this as Ty Gibbs moves into the cutoff spot in 4th. Josh Berry struggling down there in 6th, and it doesn't look like he's going to get in, but Martin Truex Jr. will come through turns 3 and 4. He will win heat 4 here in Riverhead, with Elliott Gilliland and Ty Gibbs being the other 3 to make the cut for the main event. It's all shaping up for the 20-lap main event coming up. We'll be right back here to Riverhead after this. Welcome back everyone to Riverhead, getting ready for the main event here tonight. 16 drivers, the 16 who have advanced out of the heats, line up tonight, and they will be led by Christopher Bell tonight. He's our number one to watch. In the DeWalt, number 20 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Bell starts on pole. There's Martin Truex Jr. He starts fourth in that outside line, but of course a lot more time to make back those lost spots from that outside line if he can't get down quickly. Truex looks strong tonight. Joey Logano in the 22, looking for a strong run here in the 22 after a pretty devastating end to his Bristol race, which started off good. But as they roll off, here's a look at the starting lineup. Cooper Snyder is alongside Dylan Hardy in row number 1. Colin Cropley and Gianna Road the Wall make up row number 2 for this main event. NASCAR and Dogs is alongside Renee Hernandez with RS Conover alongside Doorman in row 4. Starting off the second half of the field in row 5, we have Soap. He's alongside Cabstero 9 and L-Dog 48 Gaming. And Sports and Gaming Central make up row 6. That one car's been strong all season so far. Super NASCAR Fan 48 is alongside Will Garner, and Payne lines up alongside Elliott Fan 9. They are the last row of the grid here tonight. Getting ready for 20 laps here at the Riverhead Raceway. Seems like a lot. It really is not. This place, as we've already seen, is extremely short. And this race is sure to be fun as they round turns 3 and 4. Coming around to the green flag, it's Bell and Byron on the front row. We are green for the main event. Christopher Bell leads them around. He's got Hamlin and Gregson behind him, with Sammy Smith and Joey Logano making up the top 5 at the end of 2 laps early on in this race. But it's going to pass by quick, so you got to start getting that track position now so you have a chance to win. And there's a crash between Chris Buescher and William Byron. And that will bring out the caution, and they will both be out of the race as Buescher and Byron hard into the wall. Byron needed a strong run after some, disappointing results with crashes at Bristol and, well, more or less just a spin at Sonoma, but still an incident that completely hampered his results. It's going to happen for the 3rd week in a row since the series returned. It's going to have to rebound from that. Struggles for Buescher as well, but we're getting ready for a restart here on the 6th of 20 laps. Already a quarter of this race down, and we are back green. Bell with the advantage on the bottom. Noah Gragson looking for 2nd. He will take that spot from Hamlin. Logano up into 3rd with Ross Chastain behind him. So now they're settling in right now. You would think back in the pack is where all the chaos would be happening right now. You'd have to think these top 2, maybe top 3 would all be content. But as I say that, Noah Gragson takes the lead from Christopher Bell, sending him out into that outside line and completely ruining Bell's track position here on the 10th lap. And now Joey Logano goes for a spin. The car corrects itself, but we get a caution anyways as Logano in the 22 gets help from Ross Chastain, gets turned around. And we are under our 2nd caution of the night at the halfway point in this race. Noah Gragson, the race leader for Hendrick Motorsports in the 48. There it was. Ross just got in the back of Logano. It looked like Logano was a bit loose before that incident ever happened. I guess we'll have to hear from him after the race or something to see how this all went down. But anyways, back green, 9 laps to go in Riverhead, and Ross Chastain is powering ahead on the outside, and he's going to take the lead entering turn 1. What a restart from the 1 of Ross Chastain. We have not seen that outside line work in any way for anyone all night until now, as Truex gets shoved out by Denny Hamlin into that outside line. Joe Gibbs, or rather just teammates in general, have not been playing nice with each other here tonight. We saw Cindric and Logano earlier in the heats, and now we got another crash. Michael McDowell and Jimmy Johnson into the wall and out of the race. Strong nights for both drivers. Maybe a bit stronger than they, would have initially believed possible, but it all comes to an end here. Jimmy Johnson part-time this season. made the main event. Had a fast 48 car for Legacy Motor Club, and it just all went downhill right there. As, yeah, it just looks like 34 wasn't clear, and there's nothing more to it. Just squeezed the 48 into the wall and wrecked them both. Ross Chastain leads this race. That one car had a devastating end at Bristol last week that lost him the points lead after 2 consecutive wins, looking to win 3 of the last 4 races here in Pepsi Cup Series competition. He'll have 3 laps to go on the restart. Noah Gragson to his outside, and we are back green once again at Riverhead. Ross goes a bit deep into the corner, and here comes Hamlin on the bottom with Christopher Bell behind him. Logano back in the picture as well. Hamlin is going to lead them to the white flag. Contact made between Logano and Chastain, and Ross crashes. And Denny Hamlin is going to win at Riverhead, his first win now in about a season since winning Talladega. What a day for Denny Hamlin, who comes out of nowhere to steal one right at the last moment. And Ross Chastain, another fast car. 4th race in a row, really. That car has looked unstoppable at times. And it all comes to nothing for the 2nd week in a row. It's going to be devastating in the points, but at least his 2 points contenders of Bilicki and Hocevar both missed the main event, which will help him in the grand scheme of things. But there are your results. Denny Hamlin winning. Christopher Bell 2nd. Logano rebounds to 3rd after his spin earlier. He's the only car who crashed in this race and managed to continue on. And there you can see some of the drivers who retired from this race. Chastain will end up 12th. Rene Hernandez, that's Michael McDowell. He crashed out with Jimmy Johnson. They will be 13th and 14th. And then Chris Buescher and William Byron, 15th and 16th here tonight. Disappointing results for them. But hey, anything is possible because, well, next time out, you know, things can go well, things could go terrible. It really just depends on how lucky you are, because we are headed to Talladega next race for 10 laps. It's sure to be wild. You know, again, as I've already mentioned, Talladega is a place that can make or break your season in momentum. And anything can happen there. You can have a great day. You can come away with a win or a top 5 in a car that usually runs 25th, or you can, you know, be someone like Ross Chastain or Carson Hocevar, who's usually up front and end up finishing at the very back, taken out in a wreck. Anyways, thank you all for watching tonight's race here in Riverhead. As I mentioned, next time out it's Talladega, and I know nobody wants to miss that. If you enjoyed this race, make sure to consider liking and subscribing for more. Sorry if my voice sounded a bit bad. I'm losing it a little bit. But thank you all for watching. Have a great night, everyone.